It's your old pal Frubark, and today I bring you what science demands, a comparison between a 2008 Menu 2 pork rib and a McDonald's McRib.
Let's check out the contents of each bag. First, the MRE pork rib. It's in there tight. We got our heater, our imitation boneless pork rib, nut raisin mix, ooh, tropical punch beverage base powder. I don't think I've had that one yet. Accessory pack with, unfortunately, cinnamon gum, spoon, barbecue sauce, and cheese spread, tortillas, and what goes better with an imitation pork rib and barbecue sauce than clam chowder. Our accessory pack is from the 10th day of 2008. This was made early in the year. Hoping the factory workers were over their hangover by the time they got to this guy. Matches, red tip, teepee, cinnamon gum, non-dairy creamer, sugar, salt, wet nap, and a taster's choice. It appears as though our pork riblet comes from the latter part of 2007. Put my clam chowder inside the bag and filled it up with water. I'm going to leave my pork rib on the outside because I think I want my clam chowder hotter than my pork riblet. I'm going to stick them in the bag here and we'll see how she rolls. While I'm waiting for my meal to heat up, let's see what's in the contents of the McDonald's bag. We got a McRib and a nice pile of napkins. Let's check out the McRib. I think it suffered a little bit on the drive home. Kind of slid around a bit. Got your pickles, onions, and a rib and some sauce. Well, let's give this McRib a try while it's still somewhat warm. I think I'm going to be very grateful for the giant pile of napkins. Bottoms up. No joking, this is eerily similar to the rib-shaped barbecue pork patty that I've had in, I think, like a 2015 ration. I mean, it's really similar. Well, that wasn't half bad. And I guess you could say that it wasn't half good. The thing that really kind of brought that down is that the barbecue sauce was some of the blandest barbecue sauce I've ever tried in my life. The pickles on there were nice, and the onions were also seemingly not very flavorful. Let's take a look at the rest of the components while I wait for my MRE to heat up. Actually, there's not really much to open up here because I'm going to save the barbecue sauce and the cheese spread for my pork riblet. Let's take a look at these tortillas. If I can find the tear notch on them. Make my own notch. That off. Well, these are still pretty flexible. Well, are they? I think they're going to crack. I should have steamed these. We'll take a look at the raisin nut mix. Also, no. Oh, here we go. No, is that? Yeah. Having trouble with tear notches today. Pretty much your standard nut mix you've seen 1,000 times. Does have hazelnuts. That's kind of interesting. One of these not M&Ms. See if they're spoiled. Nope, it was pretty good. I could have sent those to Canada. I'm going to give this fruit punch a try. 130 calories of sugar, maltodextrin, citric acid, and chemicals. Well, there's a few floaties in there. I will say that when I stirred it up, it did have a nice tropical fruit punch aroma to it. Let's give her a taste. That's pretty good. Probably 8 ounces is your sweet spot. So I had a couple ounces too much. It's a little thin flavored. Not too bad. All right. Got the old riblet porked up here. Porked up. Got the riblet heated up. No idea what porking up could possibly be. Get her out onto the tray. Actually looks pretty good. Smells fantastic. So before I dig into this pork patty, I wanted to compare it side by side with the McRib. Look at that. Tell me those aren't the same frickin' thing. I'm going to go ahead and dig into this guy unadorned. There we are. Actually, they're not the same thing at all. The McRib is way denser than this is. This is much easier to chew. It's almost falling apart. Tastes pretty good though. Let's give her a go with a little bit of military grade barbecue sauce. I may end up wishing I hadn't done that across the whole thing, but riblet and sauce. That barbecue sauce is awesome. It's got much more flavor than the McDonald's does. It even has a little hint of smokiness in it. Maybe McDonald's needs to let theirs sit for 12 years before they serve it. I don't know. The barbecue sauce pairs perfectly with the riblet. Now I use the word pairs because I'm contractually obligated to use that term in an MRE review. This cheese was really tight, so I put it in the hot water for a second to loosen it up a little bit. Now it's really loose, so I'm hoping it's okay still. We'll find out here in a jiff. Oh, it's really soupy. Yeah, I put it in the hot water to get her loosened up a little bit because I was having a hard time kneading it. Now it's really loose. And yeah, that might actually taste better over the riblet. We'll find out. I'm going to try a little bit on a spoon just in case it went bad on me. Pick a corner of the spoon with less sauce on it. Oh. Wow, that really tastes good. That is surprising. Get a little cheese on my sauce. Here we go, a saucy, cheesy pork riblet. Imitation. The pork riblet and the barbecue sauce do not benefit from the cheese. So we're just gonna call that a fail, no harm, no foul. Try a little sample of the tortilla. Other than being broken, it tastes fine. Debating whether or not I want to try to balance this riblet on here. I'm going to go with no. But I will try a bite with the tortilla just to see what it would have tasted like had I packed it in there. Sans cheese. Yeah, the riblet did not benefit from the tortilla at all, so we'll be foregoing that whole experience, and we're just going to do barbecue sauce and pork riblet. Oops, that's cheese. Just sauce her all the way up. Well, maybe the cheese and the tortilla are a match made in heaven. We're going to go with the quesadilla here. No, it doesn't look like heaven. Ooh, sketchy. That is actually really good that way. I like that a lot. Well, here we go. Some 12-year-old clam chowder. I'm trying to hold that so you can see the date. Let's get her out on a tray. Maybe I... Alright, made it all the way through. She looks like... Ooh, it doesn't smell so good. I can't even begin to tell you how unexcited I am about this. Alright, here's a little clam chowder. Ugh. I will say it does appear that there is a lot of clams in this clam chowder. Basically got your potatoes, clams. Looks like there's some celery in here. I did taste onion in the little taste that I tried. I don't know if I'm brave enough to actually eat one of these clams. It doesn't taste bad, and it didn't make my tongue numb, but there's just something a little weird, and if I had tried it fresh to know that that weird flavor is its actual flavor, I would feel more confident. It's actually not too bad. All it needs is some pepper and some garlic bread. Yeah, I'm not eating that. That's got a weird aftertaste. The further I got into the pork rib and the MRE, you could really tell there was a big difference between that and the McDonald's McRib. Yeah, the McDonald's McRib had much better texture and mouthfeel than the MRE version did. The MRE version really had a looseness to it that I associate now with when you're trying to eat one of those vegetarian meats that kind of looks like meat and then doesn't get to the finish line with you. That's what that tastes like to me. Now, having said that, it's still pretty good. Just if you have it next to the McRib, is not as good. Now, if you put that military sauce on the McRib, you got something. This nut mix is really good. Time for a look at the taster's choice. It feels a little crusty in the package. We'll see what she looks like here in a second. Actually looks just fine. Well, I don't know. A little suspicious of some of that. Yeah, we're gonna say no. Well, that's gonna do it for the MRE Menu 2 pork rib versus the McDonald's McRib. Obviously, I brought all the scientific integrity that you expect from this channel. I hope you appreciate the effort. If you did, one of those is pretty cool. Anyhow, thanks for watching. Catch you next time.